Hello, welcome to the DMS Online School. In this video, I'm going to do a quick revision for integrated science. Okay, this is a question on energy. As you can see, this question is coming from energy actually. That's where it is coming from. So if you are new to this channel, you are most welcome. So I am just going to revise this question here. So we have to revise together. Okay, so let's read. So total mass is actually 6. This is coming from materials and energy. So the question reads in two objects T and U with mass 30 grams were placed in mercury of density 13.6 kilogram per cubic centimeters. Then object T displaced 2 cubic centimeters of mercury, while object U displaced 1.5 cubic centimeters of mercury. Then A, calculate the density of object T. Okay, so A, we are calculating the density of object T. So we must put here the formula used to calculate density. So density is calculated using this formula, which is density is equal to mass, okay, then over volume. Okay, so for us to calculate density of object T here, we must know first of all its mass. Okay, we must know its mass, and then we must also know its volume. Okay, so let's see from the question if we can see the mass, because we are told two objects T and U with mass 30 grams were placed in mercury of density 13.6 kilogram per cubic centimeters. Object T displaced 2 cubic centimeters, meaning this is the volume of object T here. We are told it is 2, so we get volume here is 2 centimeters cubed. Then they are saying of mercury, while object U displaced 1.5 cubic centimeters of mercury. So from here we cannot tell what the mass is, right? But from the look of things, they've told us two objects T and U with mass C, this one here. So meaning, since the mass they've given us is 30 grams, it means that they were placing object T in mercury alone, and secondly they place also object U there. So meaning that each of these objects is what? 30 grams. So object U has 30 grams as the mass. Then we'll substitute from here, so say equals where there's mass, we'll put 30 grams there, okay, divided by where there's V, we'll put 2, okay, cubic centimeters, like that. Then what we are going to do is to say 2 into 30, which will be 15. Okay, then we'll get the gram, put it here, then this line will put it like that, then centimeter cubed. So this is the density of object what? Object T. Then we move to actually what? B. Okay, we move to B party 1 here, where they are saying, did you sink or float in the mercury? Okay, so part 1 here, they're asking us whether you actually sank or floated in mercury. So when you look at you, they're saying, while object U displaced 1.5 cubic centimeters of mercury. Okay, so for us to be able to know whether it floated or not, we need also to find its density. Okay, so let's find the density of first of all also U here. So the density of U here will be equal to the mass of U, because I said the mass will be the same, which is 30 grams, okay, over the volume which it displaced is actually 1.5, so it will be 1.5 centimeter cubed. So now what we are going to do is now to do the division here. Okay, so let me just do the division here of this one here, which is what? 30 divided by I'm going to do 30 divided by 1.5, which will give me 20. Okay, so you have seen that the density is 20. So here the density is going to be equal to 20, okay, grams, okay, grams per centimeter cubed. Now if we were to compare the densities, except that these densities are not the same, this density is in gram, this density here is in kg, so this density is more. So we are going to see that this density per gram, we have a lot of density in kg, this one is in grams, so meaning that this one is lower density whilst this one is larger density. So we are going to conclude that this one here, object U did not sink, it floated. So we are going to say object U floated in mercury. That's what we are going to say. Then the question part 2 is saying give a reason for your answer. We are going to say because object U has less density than mercury. So we are going to say this is because object U has less density than mercury. So that is our answer there. Then we'll come to C. C is saying explain why two objects having the same mass, okay? Explain why two objects having the same mass displaces different amounts of volume. Okay, so you can have objects having the same mass, okay, but they are displacing different amount of mercury. Like here, they have the same mass, they've told us, but this one displaced 2 cubic centimeters, this one displaced 1.5 cubic centimeters. So this is because they have got different densities. Okay, so you are going to say this is because they have different, so they have different densities. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to answer. Then the last part is saying what makes the okay, let me just shift it here. So let me just shift here also. Okay, let me just come here. Here we are on D, so let's move to D now. So D, we are still on D. So D says what makes vessels like ship to float. So you are going to say because ships displaces water of more density than themselves. Yeah, so for online lesson the number is 0977 92 41 75. Grade 9 online revisions have started at 50 kwacha. So call me on this line.